Hey, Shalom, call Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, keeping the faith and righteousness of our Lord Yahushai until all is fulfilled and we are redeemed. Back with another lesson through the Spirit. So, I had seen an article on the People's Voice.tv and the Spirit hit me to go into this bird flu, cause this right here, oh man, they about to weaponize this thing. They about to weaponize this big time. They've been talking about bringing back lockdowns, like CV era lockdowns and stuff like that. They've been talking about cutting off cities as far as when they go to lock down these cities, you're not going to be able to just go to and fro as you please, man. And it tells you about that in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, where it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Checkpoints are coming, lockdowns are coming, and it's along with this disease X they've been talking about, they about to do some major enchantments. And this time around, you should already know better, because when the CV19 came, everybody was taken by that. People was drinking that Kool-Aid. But this time around, you should know that these devils is full of shit. You should know that this is all to forward this agenda even further, because now they really moving into the next phase rapidly, because they seeing what's going on in the earth. They seeing that Jake is waking up. People in general are waking up to the lies that the powers that be, the elites, have pushed. So they know that they working with a short amount of time. They know that the sands in the hourglass is running out. So they gotta really come with it for real. But this bird flu, this avian flu, they about to use this thing as a catalyst to jump into the next phase of the agenda that they want. See? And people already hip to it. People already know that this is some BS. But what can they really do? Ultimately, these things must come to pass because it's prophecy. These are the things that were prophesied, by the prophets of old, by Yahushua, told us that we would see pestilence in the last days. These are the plagues being sent. And this is also furthering their depopulation agenda, because we know that they want to have 500,000 or less people on the earth, so that things are more easily controllable for them. So all these things that they putting out here, disease X, bird flu, and who knows what else they got coming, because these devils got a lot going on right now. But this right here, this bird flu, this is going to be the initial thing that they going to use to set it off again. So we just going to check out a couple TikTok clips, and I got an article from People's Voice. We're going to get into that with some precepts, of course. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Let's go.
So the first photo of a Texas farm worker who got bird flu shows bleeding in his eyes. If you don't want to see the picture, now's your time to scroll. We've also learned that bird flu has been circulating in cattle for months now. And while I don't know how serious this could be, it raises some questions. If there's a breakdown of availability of eggs, dairy, or meat, this will have a cascading impact on food in the grocery.
And look, I just did a lesson. I forget what his name was, but he's like a top economic analyst. I forget his name. I got to go back and see what his name was, but he's a prominent guy that deals with the economy and the outlook on food and jobs and stuff like that. He told you in an article that people need to prepare and have at least 2 years worth of a food supply, because these stores about to be dried up. That's what he said, pretty much verbatim. The food is going to be very scarce. The food is going to be gone. So he's warning people now to stock up on food. And this is a catalyst to bring this famine forth. Because when there is no food, guess what? People are going to starve. People are going to fall off and go back to the spirit world. This is what they want. Again, This is part of that Depop agenda. Maintain humanity at or below 500 million so we can have a good grasp with our agenda and do with it what we will. This is what's going on. So between disease, famine, wars, you know, all these things are going to contribute to this agenda. But ultimately, this is the agenda of Yahweh Bashim Shah. The Most High has a depopulation agenda, man. But he's using the left hand. He's using the wicked to bring these things forth on the earth. This is what we observe in this time. Because when Yahweh Shah said that in the last days it's going to be famine and pestilence and all these things, who do you think is going to be the medium to drive these things forth? Because if Esau was just to leave the earth alone, then there would be food. Even though this man abuses the soil, he abuses the air and the water and all these things, the earth can still yield. But he's going to manufacture an artificial famine to forward his desire, which is that of death on the earth, right? Habakkuk 2:5 says that he is as death. This man's whole being is predicated upon death. Everywhere that he goes, he pushes death. You can't even say it's a lifestyle, it's a death style. This is what the so-called white man, is all about. Let's continue.
Store, which could be seen with additional supply chain issues and increased scarcity. And you know what happens when we see something is scarce? The price goes up and the hoarding begins. Also, don't forget that there are people in power that see issues like these as opportunities. This is another warning to get your house in order. Long shelf life foods, medications, water purification methods, and self-managed energy sources. Invest.
And real quick, he's giving you carnal solutions of how to get your house in order, which on a surface level is nothing wrong with getting medicine. You know, there's nothing wrong with putting some food away and getting some extra water for hard times. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But he ain't speaking about getting right with Yahweh Bashim Mashah, because that's really all that matters. You can have all the food in the world. You can have all the water, all the gas in the world. If you ain't right with the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, you still gonna perish. So the men of the Lord, we pushing our people to get their house in order spiritually, to get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because as we always say, the Lord is the one that's bringing these things on the earth. The Lord is the one bringing the judgment. It's not E. He's just using E to bring these things, but it's all coming from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So if you know who's bringing it, then you know that you need to get right with the Lord so that He can give you a pass of exemption from these things that are coming. You can't just do your own thing and think that, oh yeah, I got free will. I'm a get 2 years worth of food, and you know, I'm gonna get 50,000 rounds of ammo. Nah, man, look, that ain't gonna help you. That ain't gonna help you. Only abiding in the strong tower, which is the name of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, is going to get you through what's coming. That's it.
In yourself by creating a self-managed insurance plan. You can learn more at buckhorncliffs.com. And remember that preparation and fear can't take space in your mind simultaneously, meaning the more prepared you are, the less room there is for fear. And of course, the less you prepare, the more fear you're going to deal with.
The threat of the avian virus, or bird flu, is potentially rising again. Influenza A was detected at higher than average levels in wastewater sites across 5 states. This virus, which has been affecting cattle, is a type of influenza A. The CDC reassures the public that the virus poses no danger to humans yet, but is making efforts to monitor for any evolving threat. Officials are unsure whether the samples tested included only human waste or runoff water from farms. Recently, 42 herds across 9 states have been affected by avian flu. A total of 260 individuals exposed to the infected animals are currently being monitored. So far, only 1 person has tested positive, experiencing mild symptoms, and has since recovered. Have you been following the ongoing concern about bird flu in the country? Let us know in the comments and follow us for more updates.
There is a highly contagious pathogen jumping from bird to cow to human. Texas health officials issuing a statewide alert after the first confirmed case of human infection with bird flu that came from a dairy farm. USDA confirms the avian influenza virus has infected cattle in Texas and elsewhere after wild birds were found dead on farms there and may have contaminated the feed. So we are on alert. There is a highly contagious...
Yeah, so they looking to, bring that, bring these lockdowns back. Climate professor suggests mass depopulation to solve climate crisis. Let's get into it. Over the weekend, a UK college professor suggested that a mass culling, when you go into that word culling, let's go into it real quick. So I cannot translate. Culling, right? Culling is the process of segregating organisms from a group according to desired or undesired characteristics. Cull, to slaughter, select, reduction of a wild animal population by selective slaughter, right? So these devils, they lining it up to where they're about to selectively slaughter the human population. And like I said, this is for them to gain more control and to feel more secure with this NWO that they about to bring forth, right? So this is a mass culling that's taking place. Also, not to mention all them people that's coming down with cancer and turbo cancer and losing their eyesight, losing the function of their limbs, getting aggressive forms of diabetes. And look, the people that took that sauce, they finished, man. Especially if you took the sauce and you got boosted multiple times, yeah, you definitely about to be out of here. If not, if you ain't out of here already. And this has all been a part of that Depop. See? That a mass culling of the population was needed in order to save humanity from a catastrophic climate crisis. So they claim it's a climate crisis, right? And the reason why this climate crisis is going on is because, according to them, the earth is overpopulated. According to them, there's too many livestock. Cows are defecating, farting too much. There's too many animals on the planet. Why do you think, as we speak right now, you have multiple species of marine life that's dying off because they're injecting chemicals into the water? Plastic is all up in the water, man. All these runoff from these cities, where do you think it's going? It's going into the ocean and it's destroying the marine life that's in the ocean. Thousands of birds just falling out the sky. Human beings just all of a sudden, healthy yesterday, dead tomorrow. Where are all these things coming from? It's coming from the devil, right? Esau. The emeritus professor of geophysical and climate hazards at University College London sparked a backlash following a tweet where he suggested that the culling of the human population by a pandemic was a very high, with a very high fatality rate, was, pay attention here, the only realistic way to address climate change. So these devils not even trying to hide it no more. They're very blatant with what they want to do. So this is how you know that they about to use this bird flu and the Perion disease X. They about to use these things and weaponize them to meet their goal. McGuire was actually a member of a British government body that advised politicians on the CV-19 response. This is his tweet here. If I am brutally honest, the only realistic way I see emissions falling as fast as they need to avoid catastrophic climate breakdown is the culling of the human population by a pandemic with a very high fatality rate. Yo, these devils are fucking wild, yo. He really made a tweet saying this openly. But you don't see him being arrested. You don't see them knocking on his door, trying to take him in for questioning. He's just allowed to say these things, even though he's plugged in with the people that have the power to do this. But he's just allowed to be out here. But let one of us say something against the sauce. Let us bring out some information that's contrary to the mainstream narrative that they put out there. We're gonna be censored. We're gonna be demonized. Our channel's gonna be taken down. All that kind of BS, right? But he's just allowed to come out here and just say these things openly, and it's all good. In a follow-up post, McGuire claimed that people were deliberately taking his words out of context and deleted his initial tweet. How can you take something like that out of context? What else can you mean by we need to fix climate change and climate breakdown by culling of the human population? What else can you mean by that? Come on now, man. Right, I'm deleting the initial tweet now, not because I regret it, but because so many people out there have mistakenly or intentionally taken it the wrong way. So him saying that you taking it the wrong way is basically saying that you're not supposed to question what I'm saying. You're not supposed to have a problem with what I'm saying. You're just supposed to lay down and just let me destroy you. You see that? The globalist climate professor went back to social media yet again in an attempt to clarify his original post. This time he said maybe a society-busting asteroid impact could fix the problem. And then look, this is just more of the man of sin being revealed. This is really all that it is, because whether they say it directly or indirectly, they already letting it be known this is what they want. Seems like a lot of people can't read. I said the only way I see emissions falling as fast as they need to. I did not say we need a pandemic, but that's basically what you said though. But that's the devil for you. He gonna piss on your leg and tell you that it's rain every single time, even though the moves that they making is conducive to culling of the population. Oh man, these devils gotta go, yo. But you see, this is what's coming on the earth, and this is why we continue to tell you that we need the protection of Yahweh Shemel Shah from these goddamn devils. Okay, because look, they about to come down with some very serious and heavy-handed draconian stuff that if you ain't got protection from the Lord, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it, man. So, hey, these are the times we coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, that hour of temptation. So many things are on the table right now. World War III, the MOTB. This turning into a completely cashless society. We're coming into a digital technocracy to where these devils, they gonna have full control over everything. See, we coming into the time where we're going to have to completely lean on Yahweh Shemel Shah for everything. We're not going to be able to, trust in this world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we trust in this world, but, there are certain things that brothers do right now to where we can get along in this world. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, look, the time is coming to where we're not going to be able to be in this world at all. We're going to have to completely remove ourselves. See, because when this devil bring that MOTB and he bring these climate lockdowns and you can't go from city to city and you're going to be confined to a 15-minute city, you see, that's when it's really going to click. That's when people are really going to realize the full extent of what's been going on all along. See? But the Wada Yahweh Shemel Shai, that we hip to what this devil got going on. Like we pretty much know what he gonna do next. We telling him what he gonna do next. See? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Jeremiah 30:7. The last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yeah. So the time that's coming on the earth Is going to be a very turbulent, violent, chaotic, confusing time. And the only way that you're going to be able to navigate through this time is through Yahweh Bashmi Shai. As it is written, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of our time. If you ain't got the wisdom and knowledge and stability of the Lord, you're going to be out there. You're going to be confused. You're going to be fearful. You're going to be in a state of perplexity. All right, which that ain't what you want, because if you're fearful and you doubting in this time and you just unsure of what's going on, then you're going to take this devil's solution. When he, bring these certain things that he going to bring, you going to bow down. All right, which, hey, for the hopefully elect, that's not an option. See, we don't have it in our mind to where we're going to bow down to this devil. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we stay in that spirit, but we understand the repercussions of what it means to side with Esau. See, because, this man is going down. So there's nothing that he can offer us that's worth the while. The only thing that he has to offer is death. And we ain't choosing death. We have chosen life through Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Right? Revelation 3:10. Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Yeah, so this hour of temptation that's coming. Like I said, World War III, these lockdowns and pestilences, this cashless digital technocracy society, the MOTB, all these things are coming on the earth to try the true believers and also to try those that believe not, to see where they stand. You see? So this is a time where you got to have your house in order. This is a time where you got to know where you stand. You can't be lukewarm. You can't be straddling the fence. No, it's either you all in or you all out. It ain't going to be no in between. Like, yeah, I kind of serve the Lord, but I'm still in the world. Nah, them days of being lukewarm is over. Because like I said, when this devil do what he going to do, it's going to be a line that's going to be drawn in the sand, and it's going to be either you with the Lord or you with the devil. It ain't going to be no in between, man. Like, you really got to know where you stand right now, and also count the cost of what you're involved in. If you say that you serve the Lord, then you got to count the cost. You got to understand that you could possibly be put to death. You got to understand that more than likely you're going to be thrown in prison. You got to understand that more than likely you're going to lose everything that you have in this world. But this is all a part of that hour of temptation, because the devil, he's going to tempt you to side with him. He's going to tempt you to go off, to forsake Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Right? And you can, hey, look, you can talk the big talk now and say, oh, I would never this, that, the third, right? But when it really come on you, you better have that faith. You better have that, hey, you better be fully convinced when these things come. You gotta be fully convinced right now. Cause listen, when the shit really hit the fan, it ain't gonna be no time to be second guessing. That's why we've been building ourselves up in the spirit, man, so that when the war is on, when the proverbial bullets come to your doorstep, we've been training hardcore all this time, so we're gonna be ready for the battle. We're gonna be ready to resist and fight whatever that we gotta fight. If you've been playing around and you ain't been doing what you're supposed to be doing, when these things come, you're gonna fold. Period. You're gonna fold, man, because you haven't built yourself up in the spirit. The Lord hasn't been dealing with you on that level, man. See, you haven't been diligent. That's why the scriptures say to show diligence to make your calling and election sure, roughly paraphrasing. That's what we're supposed to do. Right? Let's close out on this scripture here. 2 Ezra 16 and verse 1, because this is what's coming to Babylon the Great. This is what's coming upon the whole earth. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Let's go down to verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Yeah, so Ezra, he was seeing this vision of what's taking place in the last days, and he's seeing all the destruction, all the calamity, all the confusion that's going on, and he's like, damn, woe is me. He said, destruction unto me. Who's going to save me? Who's going to deliver me in these days? That's how bad that it was, man. You know, this is why the scriptures say that it's going to be a time like never before. It don't matter, you know, World War II, World War I, all the previous wars, 70 AD. What's coming in this time? It's going to be, listen, it's going to far surpass all of that. See, it's going to be a time like never before, and shall not be seen after. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You see that? So these preppers, they gonna escape the famine. They gonna escape the famine because they got the food. But guess what? The sword gonna destroy them. See? The sword, listen, the sword is going to come for them, man. The Lord is going to send spirits of vengeance against them to take them out because they trust in their earthly riches. They trust in their ability to hoard food. But guess what? The Lord going to take that away from your ass because the Lord is not mocked. You think that you're going to escape the judgment of your Yahweh Shai just because you got some food or just because you got some guns? You sadly mistaken. You're not going to mock the Lord and escape judgment, man. But that's what these people think. These people think if they just do these certain things, oh, if I just have multiple incomes, or if I just get myself 3 years worth of food and, you know, I set booby traps up inside the house and I make my house fireproof, that I'm somehow going to escape. Matter of fact, that's what the elites think. The elites think because they got these high-tech bunkers, you know, with you know, all the you know, state-of-the-art technology. You know what I'm saying? Like these damn devils, man. They got fire moats. They got fire moats around the bunkers, man. So you ain't getting nowhere near. But hey, guess what? They gonna escape the famine too. But the sword is gonna get them, and that sword is gonna come directly from Yahweh Shai and the angels, the hosts of heaven. So they still gonna get got. They not gonna get away. See? Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted and the cities shall be cast down. So look, destruction and death is coming on the earth, you know, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. These devils, they gonna have their left hand wrath, but the Lord, he's also bringing wrath from the right hand as well. So that's what's gonna make this time so profound, because it's gonna be the wrath of Yahweh Shai going out, and it's also gonna be the wrath of the devil, you know, coming down as well. You know, Revelation 12:12, the devil cometh unto you with great wrath, for he know that he have but a short time. You know, but at the same time, the wrath of Yahweh Shai is also going to be going out. These tornadoes, these floods, you know, these diseases popping up, right? All these things are going to be happening simultaneously. Volcanoes going to be erupting. Stuff going to be falling down from the heavens. You see? It's going to be a very wild time because this is the end of this earth age. So I'm going to go ahead and close out here. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the Rakakadash, called Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai Bashim Rakakadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect.